We've got an awesome one in the works today. Join us. Hey there, and welcome back. Got another really cool video in the works for you here. Found myself on the East Coast, out here with my buddy Brandon from Madison Armament on the Madison Armament range. Now you'll notice in front of me there's some really cool hardware here, but wanted to take just a couple minutes of your time and show you one of the coolest pieces that we've got out here. And that is the AAC Honey Badger 300 Blackout prototype rifle. Now Brandon's going to give us a little bit of information on what makes this rifle cool and unique, and then we'll show you some footage of it in action. So Brandon, why is this thing cool?
Yeah, so this was really the catalyst of the popular 300 Blackout caliber. This is where it all started. So AAC invented the 300 Blackout cartridge, which started out, if my memory serves me right, as a 300 Whisper, which morphed into what they called the 300 Blackout. And this rifle was really meant to replace the MP5SD as a more powerful and also smaller footprint rifle. As you can see here, we have a MP5SD and collapsed stock here. The footprint is about a third less, and it's also more maneuverable than the Mark 18 at a fraction of the sound. So, as a higher powered and more compact option, it was a no-brainer for everyone to pick up.
Perfect. So super cool rifle that we've got out here. Now the fun thing is we've got a little bit of distance and some steel plates. What we're going to do next is fire each of these up and give you a look at what makes them cool and fun to shoot. So stick around. So before we hit the range, I thought it'd be cool for us to take a little bit closer look at each of the rifles we have out here. So I'm going to ask Brandon just to run through the specifics on the Honey Badger prototype, the MP5SD, as well as the Mark 18. Tell us what makes them unique and what they have for gear attached to them, and then we'll fire them up on the range. So Brandon,
yeah,
let her rip.
So here we have the AAC prototype Honey Badger. Some cool stuff on here that you won't see anymore. We have an AAC branded short stroke buffer system here, AAC branded lower, what's basically a precursor to key mod. This is firing a 300 Blackout out of a 6-inch suppressed barrel. The goal with this rifle was really to take the long range or medium range capability of the larger Mark 18 and mash it with the subsonic and sound suppression of the MP5SD. Some cool features about these: the MP5SD is the only weapon that I know of that has a ported barrel, basically an internal suppressor. Makes every single 9mm out of this subsonic. A really cool feature that you don't get in a lot of rifles nowadays.
That's awesome.
Here's an LMT Mark 18, 10.3-inch barrel, Surefire SOCOM suppressor. You can see just the form factor of this compared to this with a collapsed stock. You know, this is not only louder, can't make 5.56 subsonic, it's also way larger. This is just kind of the best of both worlds.
I think the challenge with subsonic 223 is the fact that it won't actually cycle the bolt. So
correct.
That's something this Honey Badger is going to do for us. If we run subsonic ammo, it's going to cycle just like that MP5SD and be just as quiet. So now's the fun part. Let's hit the range and show you what each of these are capable of. Let's take a look at 100-yard accuracy. We'll start with the MP5SD first. Got a 2/3 Zipstick target down there. I'm going to try to fire 10 or so rounds to get an idea of how well we can make hits. This rig's running iron sight, so it's definitely not going to do us any favors, but we'll give it our best shot. So a little more than 10 rounds. That was a full mag, but you can see it's possible to make hits, but definitely not the easiest rig in the world to shoot at distance. So next up, let's take a look at the AAC Honey Badger prototype.
bit more modern rifle, gives us the ability to run an optic. We're going to run supers out of here, so when we're ears, but I am going to level the playing field just a little bit, not use my magnifier, just to keep up with the iron sights that Zach was running. So let's go ahead and take a look at 100 yards, see what the accuracy is like on the Honey Badger. There's really no comparison. So while we're at the 100 line, figure we might as well run a couple out of the Mark 18, just so you can hear the sound difference, see a little accuracy comparison. We're also going to run this on 1 power just to keep everything consistent. So go ahead and shoot 5 out of this. Hold 1, I'm sure it's just me, but gives you a little bit more of a comparison between all 3 guns.
So we moved down to about 20 yards with each rifle, just to give you a look at how controllable they are under rapid short-range fire. So first, I'll put a handful of rounds through the Honey Badger on that 2/3 IPSC that we were shooting back there at a little over 100. So let's take a look at how controllable it is and how fun this thing is to shoot. So not too shabby. What was that about? Jeez. All right, hope you enjoyed watching that as much as we did getting to shoot it. It was a ton of fun getting to show off something cool and unique in this AAC Honey Badger Prototype 300 Blackout. It was especially fun to get to compare it to the MP5SD because they really are weapons that fulfill the same role or a similar role. This 300 Blackout, in my opinion, just does it in a lot more modern fashion. Gives you the ability to mount the optics, gives you a package that hits a little bit harder but will still cycle the action while running subsonic. So hearing safe when you're running that subsonic ammo. The MP5SD does that by design. Of course, this MP5SD you saw is full auto, so there's a little bit of extra fun that we got to play with today, but really enjoyed it. Brandon, do you have any extra thoughts there? Close us out with?
No, I think exactly like you said. There's no denying that the Honey Badger is a more modern and usable design. I think we need the ability to mount optics, have a harder hitting cartridge, and you know, MP5SD was fun to shoot, but it's a thing of the past.
Heck yeah. And you're seeing that in the industry now. The industry is moving more toward these little sub 300 Blackouts shooting subsonics with the suppressors, just all the capability that you get in that small package. So if you enjoyed this kind of video, make sure and help me grow this channel. It's your engagement that's going to allow me to do that. So I'd appreciate a like, a comment, would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about these weapons? Did one excel in one area that maybe we missed? So I'd love to hear that from you, and would really appreciate a subscribe. It's that's going to help me grow this channel and continue putting out really cool content. Finally, don't forget to check me out on Mountains Mullets America on Instagram. That's a great place for us to get the message through the DMs and have conversations, get video ideas, and have shooting conversations. So appreciate you sticking around. Thank you. Join me in my next video. Is that one running? All right. Give it our best shot. Start over. That's better. Oh, hold on. Dude, it's rolling away. Yeah, you drive. Driver swap. I'm not done. We've got an awesome one in the works today. Join us.